This preview of the 2013 South African Rally Championship is presented by Motorsport South Africa and its rally partners Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford and Sasol. For many, it's the ultimate form of motorsport. Its ingredients are speed, technology, reliability, determination and superhuman driving skills. It's a place where fans and spectators are treated to action, drama and sometimes even comedy. But it's also a place where the big guns of the South African motor industry do battle. Welcome to the 2013 South African Rally Championship. In this preview of the 2013 South African Rally Championship, we cast our minds back a few months to see how the eventful 2012 season ended when a new champion was crowned. We also bring you up to speed with all of the off-season gossip and developments in preparation for the tough battle ahead. And we preview the 8 events that form the stage on which the drama of the 2013 season will unfold. But back to 2012 first. With nearly 20 top S2000 rally machines from no fewer than 4 different manufacturers, driven by a host of both former and future rally champions, the 2012 season provided one of the best spectacles in the sport's illustrious history that now spans 5 decades. The age-old rivalry between arch-enemies Toyota and Volkswagen continued. But for the second year running, a string of drivers behind the wheels of 4 Fiestas joined in on the action, making it a 3-way fight for both rally and championship honours. As the most successful manufacturer in South African rallying history, Toyota was eager to return to their former winning ways. The official Castrol-backed factory team once again consisted of experienced stalwart Johnny Gemmell, combined with the youth and talent of Leroy Poulter. Toyota's efforts also received a boost when Dakar legend Geneel de Villiers joined the fight behind the wheel of an Imperial-backed Auris, while Toyota could always count on the support offered by the privateer team Total, consisting of Jean-Pierre Damso and Mohamed Musa. Musa is a real talent, and although he initially had a few setbacks, the Team Total driver found his feet late in the season, which bodes well for the future. Team Total teammate Damso was as consistent as ever, while also picking up a podium finish on his way to an eventual 5th in the championship. Leroy Poulter had high hopes of converting his excellent speed into good results, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Poulter was dogged by bad luck right from the word go. His Auris was totally destroyed by a fire on the very first stage of the season, leaving the talented young driver fighting an uphill battle for the rest of the year. And if a good red wine gets better with age, the same can surely be said of Johnny Gemmell. The East Rand businessman was once again at the sharp end of the fight, as consistent podium finishes coupled with 2 outright victories saw him lead the championship fight. But a retirement during the penultimate round brought an end to his challenge, forcing him to once again be the bridesmaid for the umpteenth time. Over at Volkswagen, the boys from Uitenhage were busy building 3 brand new Polo S2000 machines to replace the reliable but aging machines that had served them so well over the years. Their star-studded lineup included 2008 and 2009 champion Hergen Fecken, as well as 2006 and 2010 champion Enzo Kuhn. For 2012, they also acquired the services of exciting young Dutch star Hans Weiss. The new Polo showed good pace out the starting gates, but unfortunately for Volkswagen, it also suffered with expected teething problems that come with building a brand new car. Both Fecken and Kuhn were forced to retire with technical problems on a number of occasions. Hans Weiss showed excellent speed and rally-winning pace. but he too was sidelined too often. Until it finally all came together. The Polos became a real force to be reckoned with, as both Kuhn and Fecken recorded podium positions towards the end of the season, while Weiss ended his year on South African soil with a fine victory during the final round. The two main players in the new for 2012 S2000 Challenge class for older generation rally cars were also behind the wheels of Volkswagens. Gugu Zulu and the young Henk Lateghan slogged it out, with Zulu claiming the title ahead of Lateghan, who emerged as a real star of the future. And through a number of privateer teams, Ford continued its ruthless onslaught on the 2012 South African Rally Championship. Marc Cronje was joined by the young John Williams in the Sasol-backed Ford team, while Basil Reed driver Charles Wilkin also received a new teammate for 2012, the legendary Jan Habig, who decided to change allegiance to the Blue Oval after nearly 2 decades behind the wheels of Volkswagens. Wilkin had a tough year, with loads of small niggles preventing him from fighting for victories, but consistency still saw him finish the season in a credible 6th place on the points log, while new teammate Jan Habig showed why he is regarded as one of the best ever to grip a steering wheel in South Africa. The wily old fox finished 4th overall and could have been 3rd had he not missed a rally due to competing in a round of the World Rally Championship. Over at the Sasol Ford camp, Marc Cronje was determined to win the title he had lost under controversial circumstances in 2011. For 2012, he was ably assisted by John Williams in the sister Sasol car. Williams had a great season, even winning a round early on and beating his boyhood hero Jan Habig to 3rd overall in the title chase. But what a performance from Marc Cronje! The former world go-kart champion made his intentions very clear by claiming the first 2 victories in succession. Cronje had rally-winning pace on every event, and another 2 victories later in the season were enough to add the title of South African Rally Champion to his long list of motorsport achievements. With 2012 now a thing of the past, it is time to shift our attention to the 2013 season, which promises to be even more entertaining. Developments during the off or silly season, as it is also called, have been more than just interesting, an indication of what's to come. For 2013 there will be new cars for some, new sponsors for others, and new co-drivers and new teams will also join the action. After returning from South America following another successful outing on the grueling Dakar, Glenn Hall and his team at Toyota Motorsport have been busy to say the least. In less than a few months, Toyota took on the task of building this, a brand new Toyota Yaris. In fact, they managed to build 2 examples of the Yaris, one for each of their drivers, Johnny Gemmell and Leroy Poulter. The team will continue with backing from longtime partner Castrol, and if the car does what Hall expects it to do, both Gemmell and Poulter should be fighting for rally wins from the word go. And speaking of Gemmell, the rally ace seems as cool, calm and collected as ever to try and go one better than last year. A driver's title will be a fitting reward for someone who has been so close on so many occasions. Gemmell will once again be partnered by Carolyn Swan, who did an excellent job of reading the notes last season. Poulter, on the other hand, will want to convert his excellent speed into results. Aware that it's a fine line, the talented driver will have the support of his team and co-driver Alvin Kutsia and try and make his mark in 2013. Gemmell and Poulter will, however, not be the only ones to drive the new Yaris. Glenn Hall is building a third Yaris for Dakar ace and former winner Geniel de Villiers, who returns for another season of top flight rallying. De Villiers will receive continued support from Imperial Toyota as well as Red Bull. He will benefit from the map reading services of Greg Godridge in the navigator's seat. Godridge has over 100 rallies with Charles Wilkin behind him and brings a wealth of experience to the team. SA's most successful manufacturer will once again launch an all-out attack to try and remain top manufacturer for the umpteenth time, thanks to the support of privateer Team Total. Both JP Damso and Mohamed Musa will contest the S2000 Challenge class, seeing that their Toyota Auris rally cars are now considered previous generation. Both cars have, however, been completely rebuilt during the off-season and will be ready for battle. Damso will be joined by Hilton Ofri, who will make the step up to S2000, while Musa will continue to have the experienced assistance of Andre Vermeulen. Toyota's arch-rival, not only in the marketplace, but especially on the rally stages of South Africa, is undoubtedly German giant Volkswagen. The boys from Uitenhage did, however, not have the best of seasons in 2012. The new Polo started to show its mettle only towards the end of last season and ended it on a high when Dutch driver Hans Weiss dominated the final rally to hand the new Polo its first victory. But perhaps the biggest news to hit the rally world during the off-season was the announcement that South African fuel and oil's giant Sasol have moved from the privateer 14 to the factory Volkswagen squad. The team will be known as Volkswagen Sasol Racing, in what will undoubtedly be a formidable force. Volkswagen will also benefit from its parent company in Germany, who successfully entered into the World Rally Championship in 2013, while they'll continue with their two stalwarts and former champion drivers, Hergen Fecken and Enzo Kuhn. Fecken will once again be partnered by longtime co-driver Pierre Aris, while Guy Hodgson will again slip into the very familiar seat next to Enzo Kuhn. Between these two combinations, they have won 4 of the last 6 titles, and both will be hungry to add another to that number. More big news from Volkswagen is the inclusion of youngster Henk Latergan, who will join the squad behind the wheel of a third Sasol Polo. Latergan is only 18 years old and fresh out of school, but has already shown great potential, talent and maturity way beyond his years in his very short rallying career. Volkswagen will effectively have a lot more than just the 3 factory cars, as Gugu Zulu and Carl Peskin will defend their S2000 Challenge title behind the wheel of their older generation Polo, while Japie van Niekerk and Gerard Snyman will also add their services in their new Africa Developments Polo. So, Toyota and Volkswagen will once again face off, as they have for so many years, but as in 2012, they will also have to take on the might of the Blue Oval and its various privateer teams. The M Sport UK-built Ford Fiesta has proven to be a formidable rally machine over the past 2 seasons, and 2013 should be no different. Charles Wilkin was forced to retire from rallying at the end of the 2012 season, leaving the capable hands of Jan Habich to fly the Basil Reed Ford flag. Habich will launch an all-out attack in 2013 to try and add 1 more title to his already long list of 6. And don't be surprised if he does. The Italian has been around long enough to know what it takes, and his speed during 2012 suggested he still has what it takes. Sasol's decision to back the factory Volkswagen team means that both John Williams and Marc Cronje have been left with uncertain futures in the sport. John Williams is a fighter, however, both on and off the stages, and if the talented Cape Townian gets his way, he will still make the starting line with his father Douglas Williams in the hot seat. Good news for rally fans is that 2012 champions Marc Cronje and Robin Howson will be back to defend their title, although this might not be such good news for their rivals. Cronje was the class of the field during 2012, winning 4 of the 8 events. And thanks to additional backing from Ford Motor Company, there is no reason why Cronje and his trademark number 24 Fiesta will not once again be the one to beat. And in Class S1600, South Africa's premier rally class for front-wheel drive machines with engines no bigger than 1600cc, everyone will have the team total driver and defending champion Craig Trott in their sights. Trott, however, is a seasoned campaigner and has proven over plenty of seasons that to finish first, you first have to finish. The old fox will have young blood in the car with him, however, in the form of new navigator Janine Lowrance. Trott's nearest competition in 2012 was Ashley Haig-Smith and Craig Parry in their Castrol-supported Ford Fiesta R2, and the pair will have high hopes for 2013. But they won't be fielding the only Fiesta R2 this year. Joining the fray will be young newcomer Richard Leake, with experienced navigator Pierre Jordan next to him. Other big news is the arrival of two brand new Toyota Etios R2 rally cars, prepared specifically for the Namibian contingent of Thilo Himmel with Armand de Toy navigating and Chris Kurtze with Robbie Coetzee beside him. Clint Weston will again be fielding his super quick little Citroën C2 R2 with former champion Christoph Sneijder in the navigator's seat. The rest of the Class S1600 field includes well-known privateer and manufacturer-supported entries such as Megan Verlaag, Matthew Vasey-Lyle, Dani van der Westhuizen, Dolf Coetzee and Paul Franken. So, these are the drivers, their navigators, the teams and their rally cars. And this is what they'll be facing over the next 9 months. The South African Rally Championship will once again take skill, bravery and endurance to the limits, as it will put drivers and their cars to the test on no less than 8 events across South Africa. Each rally is unique in that the conditions and character vary, presenting a different and new challenge each time. The first battlefield is the beautiful but very tricky gravel roads that wind their way through the sugarcane fields of the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal for the Total Rally. These roads are mostly obstacle-free and smooth, but they are also extremely slippery thanks to a layer of small stones which covers the surface, making it like driving on ice for the first few cars on the road. As soon as a few cars have swept the stones away though, a clean line starts forming with a lot more grip for the later runners to exploit. Expect some tactics, as no one wants to be the first car on the road. From the sugarcane roads of the Total Rally, the rally circus will move to the unforgiving plantations and forests of Mpumalanga for the ever-popular Sasol Rally. The beautiful scenery around the towns of Sabie and Graskop make the Sasol a favourite for the thousands of spectators who undertake the yearly pilgrimage to Mpumalanga. But the rough and narrow forest trails can be hell for the drivers. These roads simply leave no margin for error, and it's often the driver who can avoid getting a puncture on one of the many rocks and tree stumps that will come out on top. Round 3 will make it 3 provinces visited in as many events, as the action will be on the doorstep of millions of Gauteng residents. The Toyota Gauteng Dealer Rally is usually based on the East Rand, and the open nature of the cornfields make for fast racing and excellent spectating. From Gauteng, the Rally Championship will move to the Eastern Cape and to the home of Volkswagen for the annual Volkswagen Rally. The event is based around Uitenhage and Port Elizabeth, but the majority of stage kilometres take place in the fearsome Longmoor Forest, around 50 kilometres west of PE. The Longmoor is a notorious car breaker, although this doesn't seem to ever slow the drivers down, as they sometimes average more than 120 kilometres per hour over the Longmoor's gravel roads, and that with high cliffs and large trees never far away. After the Volkswagen Rally, we return to Gauteng to provide the bulk of South Africans with another opportunity to get close to the awesome action before moving down to the Western Cape for the Toyota Dealer Cape Rally. The Cape farmland roads are fast to say the least and will be a true test of not only driving skill but also bravery. By this time, the championship fight will be in full swing, and a mistake in the Cape could just mean the end of someone's title aspirations. The ones still in contention will have to give it their all on the Polokwane Rally. The weather is usually as hot as the action, and the dusty game farm roads in Limpopo could well decide the championship, as it did in 2012. The grand finale will be held in one of the most beautiful parts of our country when the Rally Brigade tackles the aptly named Garden Route Rally. As with the Polokwane Rally, this rally will now make its third appearance on the rally calendar. The roads in the forests between George and Knysna will once again prove to be challenging. A fitting final battleground for the 2013 Rally Championship. As the teams gear up for the first event, so too do the masses behind the scenes, marshals, officials, timekeepers and of course, the TV crew. Watch out for the Rally TV crew this season in their bespoke VW Combi. The crew bus was recently branded by bandit signs in Kaya Sands, making it impossible to miss with more than enough presence on the road. Changing a silver bus with no branding into the black beauty you'll see out and about this season is no mean feat. But these guys are great at what they do, and the final result is almost as spectacular as, well, as the rallies that the crew will be filming. Prepare yourselves for yet another roller coaster ride filled with adrenaline as the country's top drivers do battle and settle a few scores. The action gets underway on Friday the 8th of March in the shadow of the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban when the total rally as well as the battle for 2013 championship honours commence. This preview of the 2013 South African Rally Championship was presented by Motorsport South Africa and its rally partners Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford and Sasol.